everybody, I'm Vasel, and welcome to my favorite games from my favorite designers. Today we're talking about a designer combo team, Markus and Inka brand. This couple is one of the most diverse designers in all of board gaming. I mean, we got Vlada Kavato, who definitely can do anything from a party game to a heavy strategic game. So can the brands. The brands are definitely on one of my favorite designers because they're just so amazing at what they can do. I mean, when you look at my favorite 10 games here, that will give you an idea. So, you know what? Let's jump right into that. Number 10 is Monster Trap. So we start off with a word game here. Not a word game, a party game. No, not a party game, a kids game. And you can see why there's confusion because all that's on here. But hang on, kids game. And this is a game in which you have different sliders and you cooperatively are sliding the latitude and longitude around to move this monster through a maze into a hole at the middle. It's silly fun for kids. Number 9, a family game, Andor Family Fantasy. Now, the adult version of Andor I find to be okay, but the kids version is fantastic. This is a kids game of the Legends of Andor. And as you move the different pieces around, you're trying to stop these monsters. You're also trying to accomplish goals. It just really comes together well and gives the kids a great adventure fantasy feel. Number 8 is a Castle of All Seasons. Man, I had forgot this game. I played this game way back when. Now, on one hand, you're trying to build up a castle. On one hand, it's definitely collect resources to get things done. But you know what? Sometimes you want to play a game like that. Also, I like the name of this game. So a Castle of All Seasons. Number 7 is My Village. Now, I'm not particularly a huge fan of Village. I think the idea of Village is neat. We have people who die in your village. They work, they die, you remember them. This My Village brings dice into the equation where there's a bunch of dice, drafting, and it just plays, to me, a much smoother game, and I found it to be a lot of fun. Number 6, now we're to the party word games. We got Word Slam. Word Slam is a team versus team party game where you're trying to get people to guess a word by going through a big deck of cards and just playing these words out there. And people look at the words you've played and have to guess the clues from that. It plays really well, and I like it a lot. All right, now we're going to jump completely to a different game here. Number 5, Rise of Queensdale. Rise of Queensdale is currently the best original legacy game that's out there, probably. Well, maybe Charterstone, but anyway. Rise of Queensdale is such a solid game in which you're rolling dice and then you use these dice and place them in different spots to build up Queensdale. And you're building new areas on the map. You're also moving your person around, exploring things on the map, collecting different herbs. And as the game goes by, it changes. You will change the faces of your dice that you're rolling. You will change the different towns that are out on the board. It comes with a little suction cup, which is cool. And I played through this game with the guys here at the studio, but then I also played through it with my family during the lockdown in 2020. And it was just so much fun to play this together. Such a great game. Number 4 is Enchanted Tower. Another kids game. They do a great job. They can do this legacy, but they also do kids game. Enchanted Towers is all about magnets and moving around, trying to find, some hidden stuff underneath the different tokens. It's a neat concept, but it also plays well as a game. I believe this one won many awards for Best Kids Game of the Year. Number 3 is Murano. So we're moving back to heavier games again. Murano is a game in which you are moving around a big giant track. And so it's a giant rondelle moving your boat around, and then you build stuff up in the middle, and there's a bunch of Euro mechanisms. But the idea of moving around this big track just really speaks to me. The options, I always felt like I had a lot of cool options as I moved my boat around, and it also, I think it looks pretty good too. Number 2, we're putting an entire series in here, and that is the Exit series. So there's a lot of escape rooms out there, and one of the most popular is the Exit games from the brands. Now, I would say at this point in time, I feel like this series may be getting to the point where they've played it out. They've researched this whole, they've explored every facet of this box. But I'll tell you what, the Exit games are fantastic. If you want to play an escape room in a box, you can only play them once because you're cutting things up, bending stuff. They did some really unique things in this series. There's some great ones out there. Someday I might rank them all, but they're a lot of fun, the Exit series. And my number 1 game from the brands, Well, this was an easy pick for me, and that's Rajas of the Ganges. Rajas of the Ganges has a lot of aspects in it where you have two different tracks, a money track and another track, and when they cross is when you win. And you are drafting dice and building tiles like Carcassonne and moving down a river. You know, it sounds like, oh, there's so much going on, but it all comes together in such a very interesting, simple way as you're placing your workers and you're placing dice. You got to use the right color dice in the right spots. It doesn't seem, it's not too complicated to teach and play, but the amount of things that it has, there's so much going on in the game, it's just a lot of fun, and I love playing this game. So those are my 10 favorite games from the brands. What are your 10 favorite games? Let me know. Until next time, though, I'm Tom Vasel. This is my favorite games from my favorite designers.